Hi, welcome back to Bounce Board with me, Tiff Hall. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders, past and present. Okay, so Melissa reached out to me. She had a great question. I've started at the gym, Tiff, and been pretty much doing whatever I enjoy and finding motivation from that. A bit of a stepper, elliptical, sometimes some weights, but it's time for some solid goals. I need to lose weight and tone up. What should I focus on first? Losing weight or building muscle? Such a great question, and I'm so excited to hear that you are enjoying your training and you're doing what you love and you're moving from one thing to the next. And that's a really crucial step in finding the right fit for you, the right fitness for you. So making sure that you enjoy it, and that's paramount. And I would put that first and above having goals in the gym. Just make sure you enjoy your movement. I often get this question, always losing weight or toning up. And I'll always say you want to lose the weight first, because that will reveal the muscle beneath the fat that will have an instant change to your shape, and you will see an increase of definition straight away. You'll have more muscle than you think. It's really surprising, and just losing the weight, you'll see where you're at. But let's go through the pros of both approaches, losing the weight and also gaining, trying to gain some muscle and doing it that way. You can't do both, because to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. To gain muscle, you need to be in a calorie surplus. So you can't do both at the same time. Deciding whether to focus on losing weight or building muscle first depends on your current body composition, your health status, your fitness goals, your personal preferences. And both goals require different nutritional and exercise strategies. So you really can't go for both. First of all, when focusing on weight loss first, you want to talk about whether you have a high body fat percentage. So if you have a high body fat percentage, it might be beneficial to focus on the losing weight first and doing a calorie deficit and incorporating more cardiovascular exercises along with strength training. And this will reduce the body fat and improve your health markers such as blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and blood sugar levels, but it will reveal that definition underneath like I was talking about before. You want to make sure that you don't have any underlying health conditions. That's really important when going on a weight loss journey, and something I don't think I talk about enough, like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, joint issues. You want to make sure that it's really a healthy goal for you and that you're being realistic. You're not aiming for 5 kilos a week. You're aiming for half a kilo. That is a realistic amount, 500 grams of fat loss, not water loss, but fat loss a week. And then I've already touched on this, but, if your primary goal is aesthetics, to look leaner, starting with fat loss is the way to go, because it can reveal that muscle definition you already have, and you will have more muscle than you think. It's quite astonishing. Now let's talk about focusing on the strength training first. Number one, if you go down this road, you're going to have metabolic benefits. So you're building muscle increases your resting metabolic rate, your BMR, meaning that you burn more calories at rest, which is fantastic. So you can be watching Netflix and burning off a donut. It's great. And this can be beneficial if you're trying to lose weight eventually, as it can be, maintaining that calorie deficit much easier if you have a higher BMR. And I would say that's a great approach, making sure that your metabolism is fit enough to go on a weight loss journey. I love that approach. Then you've also got aging considerations. So as you age, your muscle mass is declining. So prioritizing muscle building first off can help counteract this effect. And the more muscle you have, the muscle acts as fat factories. So the muscle is burning fat. The more muscle you have, the more fat factories you own, and the more fat you're going to burn. So prioritizing strength training and putting on quality lean muscle is really, really important as well. So where have we got to? Short answer. If you have weight to lose, focus on weight loss. And I would say, because ultimately it's going to show that definition, but I think a combined approach is the best way to go. Something that involves strength training to build that muscle a moderate calorie deficit, so not going too hard that your body is starving and catabolic and eating muscle away, that's really dangerous, but a moderate calorie deficit, so you've got energy to do cardio, and that will result in weight loss. And I think that the reasons this will work for you, I think, is because it will preserve the muscle mass. Losing weight without strength training can lead to a loss of muscle, so you don't want that. It improves body composition, so you'll be more lean muscle mass than fat, which is really important for longevity. And it's a sustainable lifestyle change, okay? If you're focusing on weight loss, it can get pretty crappy and get in your head, and it's like once you lose the weight, then you need a new goal, and you can self-sabotage and you can rebound back up to the weight you were and blah, blah, blah. So if you're focusing on strength training and in a moderate calorie deficit, the focus is on the strength training, the focus is on the PBs, the focus is on the training, not the weight loss. And I think that sets you up for more success. Yeah. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I love having your company. So please DM me on Instagram at tiffhall_XO and let me know what questions you'd love me to cover. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Speak soon. Happy days.
The Australian government has made changes to its individual income tax rates and thresholds that will provide a tax cut to every Australian taxpayer.
Tax changes come into effect from 1 July 2024. Tax cuts for every taxpayer. Visit taxcuts.gov.au to find out more.